Hi, I'm Gail from Wichita Public Schools.
And I'm Kelly, school librarian. And we're here because we're part of the Big Read Wichita Planning Committee.
And we want to share with you the companion titles to this year's Wichita Big Read. Companion titles are selected so that people of all ages can celebrate the Big Read in Wichita.
And we choose titles that have similar content, characters, and themes to allow ages to compare what they've read.
This year's high school title is Lavinia. In the Aeneid, Virgil's hero fights to claim the king's daughter Lavinia, with whom he is destined to found an empire. Lavinia herself never speaks a word. Now Ursula Le Guin gives Lavinia a voice in a novel that takes us to the half-wild world of ancient Italy, when Rome was just a muddy village near 7 hills. Lavinia grows up knowing nothing but peace and freedom until suitors come. Her mother wants her to marry handsome, ambitious Turnus, but omens and prophecies spoken by the sacred spring say she must marry a foreigner, that she will be the cause of a bitter war, and that her husband will not live long. When a fleet of Trojan ships sail up the Tiber, Lavinia decides to take her destiny into her own hands, and so she tells us what Virgil did not, the story and the love of her life. From an interview with Ursula Le Guin, she pondered Lavinia's character and she imagined what Lavinia might say to her. And then she started speaking, the way characters do to their authors. And she definitely had a story to tell.
This year's middle school companion title is The Lost Hero by Rick Riordan. 3 kids, 3 unusual talents, and 3 big problems. Jason, Piper, and Leo are on a field trip to the Grand Canyon's glass skywalk when they begin to find out who they really are. Turns out, all 3 are demigods. They're being protected by surly Coach Hedge, who happens to be a satyr. On the edge of the Grand Canyon, they fight an epic battle against the Venti, who are storm spirits, matching their wits and Jason's awesome gold sword against the evil wind and lightning of the Venti. Although they lose Coach Hedge in the battle, they all 3 survive. Soon, they're met by the Extraction Squad, 2 teenagers in a huge flying chariot pulled by winged horses who are not thrilled to find only Jason, Piper, and Leo because they were sent out to find their missing friend, Percy Jackson. Read The Lost Hero to find out who Jason is, the secret that Piper is hiding, just what Leo is capable of, and what's going on with Percy Jackson missing. Watch as these demigods complete a quest in the first book of the Heroes of Olympus series.
Our intermediate book this year is Zeus the Mighty. Meet Zeus, a tiny hamster with a mighty appetite for power. His cage sits on the top shelf so he can watch the other pets from above. But being king of the gods is a tough job. You've got to issue orders and decrees and make sure to stay in tip-top shape by running on your exercise wheel. And most importantly, lead your minions on epic journeys. And Zeus the Mighty has one giant task in front of him. Find the golden fleas and solidify his position before the other gods rebel. Read to find out if Zeus can accomplish his task and secure his destiny. Our primary book is Dangerously Ever After, and Princess Amanita loves dangerous things. Her pet scorpion, her dagger collection, and above all, her garden of menacing and unusual plants. When cheerful Prince Florian shows up with roses whose thorns attract Amanita, she writes a note requesting rose seeds from his gardener. But her handwriting is bad, and the seeds grow noses, not roses. Imagine a garden of noses, and the sneezing, and the snoring, and the snot. You'll need to read this book to find out just exactly what kind of ever after is written for Princess Amanita.
Finally, the preschool companion title is Max and Ruby in Pandora's Box by Rosemary Wells. Max's sister, Ruby, put up a huge sign on the door of her room. No, This means you. This means you, Max, said Ruby. Can you read it? Yes, said Max. Ruby doesn't want Max in her jewelry box, so she puts up this sign and makes sure Max sees it. But when she catches him sneaking in her room to look in her jewelry box anyway, she decides to read him a story. It's a story about a Greek young lady named Pandora and the bugs that she unleashes by looking into the box she was warned never to touch. This playful story examines the magnetic pull of the forbidden, and young readers will love it. Visit bigreadwichita.org to find out more about finding these titles.